Hey Canucks fans, with last night's big win, the Canucks are inching closer towards a playoff spot, but is that what's in the best interest for the team long term? I'm Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks Take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Friday, February the 25th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. And thanks to everyone who joined me for my impromptu live stream last night. A lot of fun. I was in a good mood, a little bit loopy, did a bit of dancing, pretended to simulate some sellies. And it was a lot of fun though. And we were all in a good mood based on the Vancouver Canucks 7-1 pummeling of the Calgary Flames. My favorite team beating my least favorite team. Won't go over all the stats and all the great performances from last night. I did that both in the live stream and in my post-game vlog yesterday. But I'm going to tell you, and I admit I'm a little bit confused now because Saturday after the Canucks lost 7-4 against Anaheim, I wouldn't say I was down, but I was pretty realistic and I was trying to say pretty practical, trying to say I just don't see how that team that I just witnessed losing 7-4 to Anaheim, a team that they're trying to chase down in the playoff race, I don't see how the Canucks can consider themselves a bona fide playoff contender this season. And of course, there was recency bias, very much a recency bias. I just seen the team lose 7-4 and not play very well. Then I had my interview with Charlie on Monday. Remember, that was before the Vancouver Canucks beat Seattle, and then we released it on a Wednesday. And we had a really good discussion about trading guys like JT Miller or Brock Besser, what makes the most sense given that the cap crunch that the Canucks are going to be facing at the end of the season. Then the Canucks beat Seattle. It wasn't a masterpiece, a Picasso by any stretch of the imagination, but it was a win, a pretty confident 5-2 win, a complete win. And then we see what happens last night, 3 minutes away from a shutout, a 7-0 drubbing. It turned out to be 7-1, and all the good vibes and good mood and great performance that we saw. Miller with 4, Pettersson, who's back 20 points his last 16 games with 3 points, Demko, 29 saves, all those things, Hughes, Besser, Horvat, all playing very well. And then it just shows what recency bias can do to you, because now I'm thinking, okay, they're only 3 points out of a playoff spot. There is a three-way tie for that second wildcard spot with Anaheim, Edmonton, and one other team, Dallas. And the Canucks are equal in games with Anaheim, so they're only 3 points back proper, although Dallas and Edmonton have 2 games in hand. But what I'm saying is it's a lot closer now. It's not like these teams are 5 points ahead with 2 games in hand. They're only 3 points ahead with 2 games in hand. So while the Canucks playoff chances are only at 10%, that's better than 5%, that's better than 6%. And you can see if the Canucks win 3 out of 4 on their upcoming 4-game road trip, they are going to be right in the mix at basically in the second week of March with 6 weeks to go in the season. So that's why I'm confused, because my heart wants the Canucks to keep this team together leading up to the trade deadline and make a push for the playoffs. Yes, they do have to get to 94 points. They have to get 38 points of their final 29 games. I pegged that as basically 18, 19, and 2. That's what they have to do, or basically a 6-6, just under a 6-6-7 points percentage. I think it's 6.55 is what I figured out. Yeah, they basically got to get 38 points out of 58 points. It's 6.55. So it's a tiny bit lower than the 6.67 I've been talking about, but in essence, it's the same thing. The Canucks still got to win 2 out of every 3 games, or get points, 2 out of every 3 points. So it's doable. It's possible. Is it probable? Not so sure, but I've been saying that for the past few weeks, and they continue to play at a 6.67 points percentage pace under Bruce Boudreau. So you guys, that's why I'm confused. I really am, because my heart says that let this team stay together. Don't trade anyone. Let's see. I don't know if you owe it to the players, but give them a chance to do some damage in the playoffs. I'm not saying they're going to be the St. Louis Blues from 3 years ago, but you never know what happens when you get in the playoffs. And if we face a Calgary in the first round, which I don't think we will, the second wildcard team will likely face a Central Division team. But could the Canucks put together some magical nights like last night and knock off a heavy favorite in our Western Conference? So my heart says, as the founder of the GLCPC, my heart says, keep this team together and let them see how well they can do and push for a playoff spot and maybe do some damage in the playoffs. And of course, I get to go to games, spend a lot of money, but it will be awesome for this fan base. That's what my heart says. What my head says is this team is facing some salary cap problems starting as early as next year. They're not going to be able to re-sign Besser this year and then Horvat and Miller next year, all at numbers that they probably want, $7.5, $8 million. And then Petey's going to be up for a new contract the year after that. So you kind of look at that and say the Canucks do have to create some cap space. Easiest way to do that is to trade some of your big ticket players or some of your mid-tier players away for picks and prospects. So as exciting it is if the Canucks make a playoff run, a push for the playoffs this season, and I kind of talked about this on my live stream last night, in the big picture, you have to, if you think long term, the Canucks still have to move money. And that would mean necessitating some trades as early as this playoff run. So that's where I'm kind of confused. And again, last Saturday, after the Anaheim game, if you would have talked to me, I would have said, no, the Canucks absolutely have to think long term, not worry about the playoffs this season. The hill is still too steep to climb. Let's focus on making some good, smart, salary-driven moves. But then now you're talking to me on Friday, less than a week later, after two good wins by the Canucks, I'm saying maybe we owe it to them, again, to use that term, or maybe it's worth seeing what they can do in the playoffs, at least pushing for the playoffs. Different type of pushing P. That was me trying to sound cool there. So tell me what you think. I admit that I'm torn between my head and my heart. And I would love to know where you are at right now, Canucks fans. Are you swayed by last night's win, how good they looked, not only physically in their jerseys, but how well they played, more importantly? Or are you not swayed by that and you're saying, no, big picture, there's still a lot of holes on this team and Rutherford and Alvin need to start addressing them now, as early as this trade deadline? So let me know in the comments. I would love to know your thoughts. And don't be afraid. You're not going to offend me. Don't worry about offending anyone else. Just let me know how you're feeling right now. Should this team push for the playoffs? Or should this team not necessarily blow things up, but at least start to make some moves and almost, not sacrificing, but recognizing that this might not be a playoff team as it stands right now. One also item of news, well, two. One of them is Brock Besser's birthday, so happy birthday to Brock Besser. And the other one is Jason Dickinson, after taking that hit from Eric Branson into the boards, did not travel with the team on their road trip. So to me, that means Alex Chason will then likely simply take a spot on that line with Horvat and Garland. So Chason will be the next man up, and we'll wait to hear more news about Dickinson's injury. Well, hey, Canucks fans, put in the comments below. Should this team push for the playoffs? Can this team push for the playoffs? I'd be really interested to hear in your feedback. I want to give a shout out to my sponsors, Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use the link in my video descriptions. To Van City Experts Real Estate Group, contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. And to my members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, hero members, Nucks fan number 29, Hall of Fame members Jens 95, Sim Alexander, Chris Seifert, Adam Brewfield, Shannon Hollingworth, HSM Fangirl Gaming, Smooth Groove, Funk You, and Carol Bovenlander. Thank you for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or my videos on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, become a member or upgrade if you'd like to, and most importantly, leave a comment down below. Can the Canucks still push for the playoffs in this season? Let me know. I love to read, react, and reply as always. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine. God bless, and go Canucks go.